Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford from Bios, and today in our series on mental health and coaching, we're going to be talking about strokes and motivation. Self-motivation is one of the most important forms of motivation we can get. In my coaching studies with transaction analysis for coaches with Melody Cheel at GWIZ, we looked at strokes and motivation as well as many other aspects of transaction analysis, which in itself is a much broader field than what we're looking at. A stroke is defined as a unit of human recognition. So we all know how good it feels when we're given some appreciation of something we've done or the way we are. We also know how it feels when we're criticised or put down for something we've done. So a positive stroke would be like a warm fuzzy feeling, and a negative stroke would be like a cold prickly. So a way of building really good relationships in life is in giving positive strokes. And as with everything, this needs to be heartfelt. If we are faking something for an end, it doesn't work. However, if we say to somebody how good they look, how well they look, how well they did on something, then that makes people feel good. We like to hear that we've done well. Even though culturally, we're not supposed to, in many countries, accept that we've done something well. Whereas the powerful thing when somebody says, you did that really well, is like, yeah, it felt good. Wasn't it great? As humans, we need to have our basic needs met before our higher needs. The very basics of life are fundamental. And we are all motivated by different things. Different positive strokes would mean something to different people. So in an organisation, it's not just staff that need strokes and encouragement, managers do as well. They need to know when they're doing well, either from their team that they're leading or from their people who are leading them. So it's not about just saying things are good when they're not. It's about being heartfelt, giving positive feedback where it's due, helping people understand what they did well, and in a kind way, what went less well. So the type of strokes and the number of strokes we get are known as a stroking pattern. The way we work as humans is that we need strokes. So if we're not getting positive strokes, we will go for the negative ones, because negative strokes are better than no strokes at all. And you may have seen this with children, is that they appear sometimes to behave badly to get attention. This is usually when they don't get rewarded for good behaviour or don't get positive strokes or encouragement. So they will behave in a negative way that gets a negative stroke because it's still a stroke, and any stroke is better than no stroke. The thing about strokes is that they reinforce the behaviour that we're stroking. So if we stroke somebody about good behaviour, positive behaviour, that encourages it to increase. If we stroke somebody about negative behaviour, we tend to increase that because we need strokes. So if you don't know what a positive stroke is for somebody and you don't know them very well, you might like to ask them, what sort of things do they like feedback on? What makes them feel good? What do they like to know about how well they're doing or how well they're being? When it's your children, you probably already know. So mixed strokes are very confusing and to be avoided. Something like, oh, you look good for your age. You're a good golfer for a woman, or a good driver for a woman. That's a positive and a negative. You did pretty well for being a beginner. So those could all be said in better ways. If you are a good driver, doesn't matter about anything else. You're a good driver, or you did well, or you really got that concept really nicely. You understood that perfectly. You delivered that well. Never mind, you look good for your age. Just you look good. So avoid mixing strokes because they're confusing. And avoid using strokes as a manipulation. They are a good way of building relationships with people. However, it never works if it's not heartfelt. So just take some time and notice the things around you, in the people around you, and give out some positive strokes. In your family life, if you're used to giving negative strokes to your partner or your children, take a breath, step back, have a look and see where could you say something positive, and then watch how their behaviour becomes more positive because you're reinforcing it. And for self-motivation, we need to talk nicely to ourselves. So self-talk as well. What are we saying to ourselves? Are we congratulating ourselves for our wins? Are we being proud of ourselves? Are we putting us downer on us? And who's talking in our head? So let's come from the heart. Let's give heartfelt strokes to ourselves and to the people around us and watch everybody blossom, including yourself. Thank you so much.